You know how we always keep looking back at things? Like, oh, if I only knew back then that that was the most amazing time of my life. I had no worries. I had no real responsibilities, all of these things. So we just keep romanticizing the past. And I'm all about finding easy ways to remember how to enjoy my life in a way that my mind and body is aligned with my soul. And I found that the true doorway to the soul is indeed in the present moment, as in being present here and now instead of everywhere else in my mind. And if we were present in these moments, would we then look back at them and think, if only I knew how good I had it back then? I don't think so. That's why we keep looking back, isn't it? Because we weren't present in that moment. And then we just look back at it in retrospect and we regret the fact that we weren't present. And I was just reflecting a bit on this, like, can this be helpful to actually bring us to the present moment more by reminding ourselves of this? Because I'm pretty sure that when I am retired, I will look back at this time in my life with the exact same feeling as I do now when I look back on my youthful days, right? So I was thinking, what if I, in this moment, picture the future me as a retired, wonderful lady looking back at where I am today at this age? What does she want me to know? Because I think we need to fill ourselves with all of the reasons why we should actually consciously choose the present moment as often as we can. Because if we really understood the power of it, or that the present moment is the whole point, we wouldn't keep being one step ahead of the present moment all of the time, would we? We would enjoy the present moment and make sure that we are present as much as possible in our lives. But there must be some part of us that doesn't really believe that the present moment is the place to be. There must be a part of us that believes that preparing for the future is always more important than being present here and now. So we're kind of like worried or fearful that if we are just present in this moment, we are missing out on something in the future. And when I say the future, it could even mean just tomorrow, but always one or several steps ahead of the present moment, right? So let us fill ourselves with all of the reminders and the arguments we need to see why it's actually a good idea to choose the present moment more often. And that's just when it hit me. Maybe this is a way of doing that, of reminding myself of that. Just the moment I find myself drifting off somewhere else in my mind, remember this retired version of me looking back at me in this exact moment. What does she want me to know? Kind of seeing myself being able to receive this message now instead of having to wait until I am retired to see what I want myself to know right now, you see? Because If we always and only can see the good things when we look back at them from the future, what's the point of even having them? Because when we look back at them, we wish that we were there, like truly there. There's so many memories from my childhood that I can't even grab a hold of or remember because I wasn't present. I just see pictures and then I remember a bit about it, but I wish I could remember more. And I look back at it and I wish I could have lived my life more in that moment instead of thinking, what will I do in the future? What will I do tomorrow? How can I prepare for next week? Even as a child, I didn't think about those things, but I thought about a lot of things that just prevented me from being where I actually was and where life happened. Because life is indeed what is happening whilst we are busy making plans for life. Honestly, that's what we're doing. We're just running around preparing for tomorrow, but when tomorrow comes, we are preparing for the next tomorrow. So we never actually get there. And that is because, past or present, we can never actually get there. Because the future will also happen in the present moment, at a later present moment. So if we never train ourselves to meet the present moment when it's there, we will always just be one step ahead of it. And then when we're old and gray and look back at this time in our lives, we would want ourselves to be there. Not be in the future, but be here and now. Just a little food for thought before I go to bed. And yes, I am in a lot of clothing because it is cold, okay? But I just wanted to share that. Maybe it can help you too. What would the future you, the retired you, or maybe you even are retired, so an even futurer you, what would the future you want you to hear right now about how you are living your life? I'm just opening for that question and then I'll see what comes to me when I go to bed. Thank you.